What's going on, family? How about some late night reality? I haven't been on here this time in quite some time, but it is what it is, and it does what it does. I'm up late tonight. I am up late tonight. Okay, so just a few things that I was thinking about on this early Tuesday morning, because it's 3 a.m. for me. All right, where do I begin? I was having some conversation yesterday about some people who don't care for me, right? And they've never said explicitly, I don't care for you, I don't like you, but I'm very socially aware. I don't know, socially aware might not be what I'm looking for, but I'm very like sensitive to people's energies, and that includes body language and certain ways people talk to me, and then I might pay attention to the way that they interact with other people, and I might notice that there are some differences, and I know that everybody interacts with people differently anyways, but I mean as in a way that somebody might interact with somebody they like versus somebody they don't like, somebody they don't care for. Because I mean, I'm like that too. I know that if there's somebody that I like and if there's somebody that I don't like, the conversations are going to look different. And not just the conversations, but even you would be able to tell if I'm greeting somebody that I enjoy speaking to versus somebody that I'm just tolerating, or somebody that I'm just trying to be nice to. Um, all of those things are even more evident in an office setting. You know, the thing about an office is that what, let's say 90%, okay, maybe not 90%. It depends on the office. But let's say more than 50%, because I want to give a number that is realistic, more than 50% of the people who are in any given office, for the most part, did not know each other before they got into that office. So you're in an office full of complete strangers for the most part, right? So that means you get in there, you sign the contract, it's like, okay, I got a job to do, right? And there's going to be people in there that you can't stand. And there's going to be people in there that you're like, okay, I don't hate you, I don't love you. We're just, you and I both exist in the same space because we have to exist in the same space. But then there's going to be people who you're like, I just don't like this person. Um, for me, I guess I can't speak for other people because I'm just, obviously I'm speaking from my own perspective. But I don't think I'm an unlikable person. I mind my business. I don't go out of my way to argue with people or to say things that are abrasive or rude. I just kind of, I'm true to myself all the time, and not everybody likes that, and I don't really care. I'm not going to sit here and say I've always been that way because things have changed over time. I used to be somebody who was very sensitive, specifically towards whether people liked me or whether people didn't like me. You know, that was a huge thing for me. If I would be that person who's like, there's 40 people in this room, and one of them is giving me and one of them frowns every time they see me. And I wouldn't be thinking about the 39 people who were smiling. I'd be thinking about that one person who's frowning, and I'd be thinking, what did I do? This guy's speaking facts. I had no idea that wait a minute, that I walked into an environment that I've never been to before. I would meet people that I've never met before. Is that supposed to be sarcasm? You have one more comment before I block you, by the way, just to let you know. But anyways, back to what I was saying. If I was in that environment and one person didn't like me and all those other people did, I wouldn't think about the ones that do. I'd think about the ones that didn't. Yeah, but I got to a point where I was just like, if people like me for being anyone but myself, then they don't really like me. Because in fact, I remember there was times where I would just conform to whatever environment I was in. All right, I'm paying attention. I'm seeing that people generally like this. They like this kind of behavior. Okay, you're gone. Hold on. Oh, wow, that guy is speaking facts. Oh, wait, he's not speaking because he's blocked. Yeah, bye. Enjoy trolling another channel because we block around here. And my mods are not here right now. So my fuse is shorter than it is. My fuse is greater when I have mods here, because when I have mods, sometimes I'll block something and they'll be like, Mark, why'd you block that person? They were just, the comment was innocent. And I'm like, I block first and ask questions later. But when it's just me on here, when it's just me on here, I just block right away. So I remember back in high school, and possibly, no, I think it was, I used to care about what everybody thinks, you know. I mean, what does this person think? What does that person think? I promise this all kind of ties together, but it's not really random thoughts. It's just that I have started to get in the habit of being a little more generic on YouTube. But let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that I have been in several work environments where people didn't like me just for existing, right? I had a work environment where I got into a team that was really, really cliquey. And then within that team, there was a bunch of people that didn't like this one particular person on the team. And they told me all kinds of things about her. Let me tell you, Mark, I don't like so-and-so because they do this and they do that and they do this and they do that, blah, 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 blah. And I've been on the outside of many cliques. So I wasn't automatically going to not like that person that they told me not to like. You know, I listened. I definitely listened as in, all right, I'll take what you said into account. If I see something that resembles what I'm being told, then I definitely will not mess with that person. But I'm still going to wait and see, because you are a stranger to me, just like she's a stranger to me. And there could be any number of reasons why you don't like that person. Now, after having my own experience with her, she was not my cup of tea either, but for different reasons than everyone else. Like, there were certain reasons why they didn't like her, and even though I didn't like her, I personally don't believe in just separating and isolating people and making them feel bad. Like, I'll stand on my own and be like, I just don't like you. That might sound mean, but what's more mean between taking the direct approach and the passive aggressive approach, where it's like, I'll go out of my way to make it known that I don't like you, instead of just telling you that I don't like you and calling it a day. So, the stage that I'm at in life, to tie it around me, to bring it full circle and like tie the knot, I guess, tie the bow on what I'm saying here. I can walk into a room full of people that I know don't like me, and I'm still going to be me in that room. Because the thing is, I live my life to be as true to myself as I can possibly be, and not just not with the goal of being liked at all. And now, with that being said, I'm not saying, who doesn't like when somebody likes them, admires them, values them. I mean, I'm not saying that. I of course, you know, like when that scenario happens. But I guess I'm saying, choose people who choose you. I've mentioned this before, but some years back, I remember somebody telling me all these different things that they didn't like about me, and almost giving it to me in an ultimatum type of way. Like, if you don't change all of these things about yourself, I'm not going to be in your orbit anymore. And so I'm sitting here like, okay, let me change this, let me change that, let me change this, let me change that, let me change this, let me change that. Changing all these different things. And then after I was a completely different person that I didn't recognize, by making all of these changes that this person requested of me, right? They come to me one day and it's just like, pretty much like, I don't like you for this list of reasons, after giving me a previous list of reasons, and I changed those things. So I'm sitting here saying, I went out of the way to change myself for this person. And then this person basically said they didn't like this Build-A-Bear version of me that I'm now changed into because of them. So at first I was like, shoot, I don't like myself. Because why can't I be a person that this person likes, right? And then I was like thinking about it some more, and I'm like, but this version of me that this person doesn't like is the version of me that they requested. So I changed myself in order to be liked. And I wasn't liked anyways. And that was a huge turning point in my life, in my way of thinking. Because now I got to the point where I was like, you know what? How does that saying go? I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for who I'm not. And as I started following that mantra and I started going through life that way, I noticed that I definitely had more people dislike me than I did before. And like I said, it wasn't because I'm abrasive, it wasn't because I push people's buttons, it wasn't because I say things that are out of pocket. I find myself amazed a lot of the times about the people that privately or publicly beef with me. Sometimes I hear things, oh, Mark, this person said this thing about you, this one and that one said that about you, and I'm like, what? So and so is not even really in my orbit. I don't think about them that way. I mean, I am also like, when I hear it, I'm like, okay, well, F you too type of energy. But at the same time, I'm like, what? Because I guess for me, I'm like the type of person who, when I have a problem, like a real problem, I address it head on. If I'm not rocking with somebody, I'm not going to be all smiles and laughs in their face and then go around and tell everybody else. See, this is the thing. People have told me before, you can't go through life like that, Mark. Like you can't live life in a way that it's like um people know that you don't like them. It's not that I make them know that I don't like them. It's that I don't talk to them. Like they know that I don't like them because I'm not really fake with anyone. Don't get me wrong, in a work environment where I have to be, I can definitely coexist with somebody that I don't like. And I'm not going to be arguing or bickering with them, insulting them. But people know when I like them and when I don't like them. But the thing is, I don't like a lot of people. So it's easy for me to maintain that energy because if you have to maintain a fake energy, you have to maintain that fake energy all the time. And if you keep it real all the time, then you just got to be yourself. So, I don't know, that's my late night thoughts, my TED talk, whatever you want to call it. And thanks for listening. Please make sure, like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified when I drop some more great content. Thank y'all. Have a great evening.